What is up, obscure mic people? It's Mark coming at you with another video, and today it's a video of a mic that I have not seen on YouTube at all, really. At least not a voice video talking about this microphone. But before I announce what the microphone is, because surely you didn't see the clip art, no way you saw that and clicked on this because you wanted to hear the mic that was listed on the clip art. Anyways, a lot of chippy comments lately. I swear, me and Bronson start doing a podcast, and next thing you know, everyone hears that we don't get a lot of chippy comments, not a lot of angry, hateful people on there, and then they all come out of the woodwork. So let me remind you what it is about this channel here. Why I do this channel, why I do this at all. It is not because I'm a mic expert. I actually don't even know if that's a real thing. There's audio engineers out there. I don't think I've ever seen anyone's title be mic expert. Even Bandrew's not a mic expert. He's a very advanced audio guy. But people like to be like, oh, Mr. Mic Expert. No, let me remind you what Obscure Mics is all about. It's about microphones that are not readily available to listen to on YouTube. Microphones that are, you guessed it because of the title, obscure. Microphones that don't have dedicated videos to hear what they sound like on a voice for podcasting and voiceover and gaming and streaming and all that. Just like this microphone here has no video that I can find of someone using it specifically in a video for the sake of letting you know what it sounds like so you can decide to either buy it or not buy it. That microphone from the mic expert, I am way away from any kind of audio expert, but it's the MXL V400. Classic looking dynamic microphone in an old school body. Raise that up a little bit so you can see it a little better. I couldn't find anything on this. Now, I did snag this on a deal of the day for like $69 on Guitar Center. Let's talk a little bit about this microphone real quick and just a little bit of B-roll here. As you can see, there's really nothing that comes in the box except for the microphone, little terry cloth, and an MXL sticker. Nothing major here. It's all about what's in the box, and that is the microphone. The microphone itself is nice and large. It is very solid. It is very sleek. I think the color scheme is beautiful, and it comes on a yoke mount with a 5/8 threading in that yoke mount, and the XLR is on the bottom of the actual mic. Again, let me say, the build quality of this thing is absolutely super freaking premium. Absolutely. The grill, unlike other MXLs, is solid as a rock. The body is super solid. The adjustment knobs on the yoke are metal. The yoke mount itself is metal. There is not a single cheap feeling thing about this microphone at all. It feels as premium as any microphone I've ever held, and that's pretty important from MXL because sometimes MXL's mics do not feel that way. This one feels fantastic. Looks fantastic. Everything about it screams, keep me. Keep me. Please don't sell me. But is there anything not perfect about this mic? We've talked about the looks. We've talked about the build quality. What else, though? Let's go through some of the tests. First, plosives. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pineapple pizza. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pineapple pizza. When you get right on top of the MXL V400, this is what it sounds like when you get right on top of the MXL V400. This is what it sounds like. Now let's do some off-axis rejection. I'm going to spin the microphone 90 degrees, talking into the side of it. Not going to be super easy, but now we'll turn the microphone, we'll turn me 180 degrees on the microphone. We'll do 90 degrees again on the microphone here, and then back around to the front of the microphone like you see here. Let's have a little chat. This microphone sounds kind of weird. I have an inkling, which I'm not going to open it up, but I have an inkling that the capsule in this is possibly the same capsule that's in the MXL BCD1, just because it has this just slightly wonky sound to it, just like the BCD1. Little different though. I'm sure the build and the head of the microphone changed that a little bit, but overall, it feels very BCD1-ish to me, which isn't a terrible thing because that can be really solidified with some processing. Even one-touch processing on like Rodecaster Pro, Vocaster 1 from Focusrite. I just got this the other day. Kind of excited to play around with this. Kind of excited about the size of it. Not very big at all. But the BCD1, kind of wonky sound. This has a wonky sound too, which it's kind of like smoothish, and it doesn't sound terrible. It's just odd. Like, I was really pumped when I opened this microphone and thought, oh man, I could see myself using this a lot. Then I spoke into it, and I changed my tone a little bit. It's tempting to open it up and do a capsule swap and make this kind of something that I would love to have. But I always get overzealous about that stuff. I'm always thinking like, ooh, I love this thing. Let me just do this and that. And then the bottom line is I won't. I use different mics on podcasts all the time. I don't really stick to one mic. It's just not my thing. It's why this channel exists, to do. I do mics. Do them hard. To use mics. Lots of mics. To have like long form examples out there too. So the downside of this is I'm always switching mics and I don't have a consistent sound. Maybe if I ever quit obscure mics, I'll just stick to one. I'll buy an RE20 and I'll just be done with it. But that's an expensive mic. I hate to do that. Anyways, the MXL V400, man, it has a lot of things going for it. And I got to tell you, me and Bronson, we've got a new scale. Me and him, we've just basically decided to make our channels the same sort of, except his is much higher quality and just better overall. But he is, we're going to use a scale, a grading scale, new. And I'm going to try to stick to this and do it on every single obscure mic's video. That being said, let's start talking about the factors that play into the grade that I'm going to give the MXL V400. Might even say it like Bronson. And the grade I give the MXL V400 is... I'm not giving the grade yet. Just kind of playing around there. I'm ahead of myself. Let's first talk about what makes this grading system what it is. It's called the BBSAR, or the BBSAR, or the Bark & Bronson Standardized Audio Rating. I'm going to call it the BabySAR. The BabySAR. A grade of 0 is the worst of the worst. A grade of 1 is garbage. Grade of 2 is bordering on awful. 3, not worth buying. 4, possibly worth buying for cheap or used. 5, average, not a great deal, not a bad deal. 6, slightly above average and worth the cost. 7, good, definitely worth buying. 8, very strong buy. 9 is great. 10 is absolute perfection. Ratings will be given in increments of 0.5, so it doesn't have to be straight on the nose 6 or straight on the nose 7 or 8 or anything like that. And with that being said, I am going to go with just a flat grade, no 0.5 on this one. The reason for my grade, mostly the build quality and the aesthetics. Visually, the color choice, the build, the grill, the yoke, everything about this thing is freaking amazing. But the capsule that's inside of it, to me, is less than amazing. Now, the price is also about $170 unless you catch it on sale, I think. Actually, even worse. This thing is $250. $250. Must be the build quality, because again, stellar. Absolutely stellar. But the capsule and the way it sounds just does not match the body for me. Now, granted, this does have a bit of a vintagey sound, so the looks are going to attract the vintage lovers. The sound, it may attract the vintage lover. So, again, this is just my grade. Just my grade. You may have a completely different grade, a completely different idea of what you want out of a microphone, but for me, this microphone earns a grade on the BBSAR of a 6. Yeah, a 6. To me, it's slightly above average and worth the cost for this reason. $250 is a lot, but I think you can find this cheaper, and I think it's going to be worth the cost because it is a dynamic. It's going to be easy to change the capsule, easy to mod, easy to play with. I'm sure you can stick a condenser. You could probably do a lot with this. And the build quality does not get better. I'm telling you, it does not get better than this. It is a rock. The whole thing. The capsule, kind of a bummer. But if you've ever used a soldering iron, you can change the capsule into your favorite capsule and have an absolutely gorgeous and gorgeous sounding probably microphone that is nice and vintagey and is going to look really cool on your stream. So for that, I give it a 6 because I do think that if you can find it used or on sale, it is worth the cost. The sound, you may love it. Me, it's just not for me. But I really am tempted to do my own thing with this because I think it looks exceptionally cool on camera. MXL V400's out of here. I'll see you guys next time on Obscure Mics. Peace out.